Society, and I am doing someone call 911. Someone please call 911 and tell them you like to report a commercial and residential burglary. Better yet, call it a home invasion, because we were all there when strangers came in and raided our nation. They stole lives, legacies, and natural resources. They plundered our history and ripped off whole civilizations, kidnapped us and smuggled us off to foreign plantations. Someone please call 911. Tell them that you like to report a robbery in progress. Tell them that we're standing face to face with armed gunmen and they're demanding of us our intelligence. Tell them that they're trying to strip away our sense of reason and force us to believe in some sordid version of historical facts that they simply sat back and conceived. That somehow places you and me in a position other than being direct descendant of the world's first human beings. Now, I'm not going to digress, but let me just say, my people, don't believe everything history has to say. We're being robbed of our culture right before our very eyes. Tell me, if we don't, we're being robbed of our culture right before our very eyes. The situation we're facing is becoming too complex to surmise. Tell me, of what does our future comprise if our past has been forgotten and decimated? Someone please call 911. Tell them that you're witnessing a generation being decapitated, that you're witnessing graves being desecrated, the heads of our familial clans being gunned down in the streets, whole villages starving, no one left to hunt for the meat, fathers, brothers, and sons locked away in cages living under the gun, where freedom only means that you're no longer on the run. Our ancestors were slaves, and our elders saw slavery undone. So tell me, how in the hell did I somehow become one? Gotta have paperwork stating that you're allowed to travel alone. You pay rent every month, yet when the police get a notion, they can ransack your home. Constitutional compromise means they can compromise the Constitution whenever it suits them. A man's face down and cuffed up when an officer shoots him. But then he claims it was accidental, so folks claim he should go free. But tell me, how many times would you be condemned if you accidentally killed me? Someone please, for me, someone please call 911. Tell them that you like to report multiple murders. Tell them that you think the gunman is yesterday's burglar. Tell them that you just witnessed our pride, our dignity, our self-respect, and our culture viciously slaughtered in cold blood. What do you call a Holocaust when there's no survivors? A genocide. The systematic elimination of a whole race, either by death and disgrace or by putting operations in place to ensure their eventual demise. If we don't act now, we'll find ourselves not just fighting to survive, but tiptoeing the very brink of extinction. Too poor to afford the freedom to think. See, we've been wallowing so long in the filth that it no longer stinks. If a chain is only as strong as its weakest link, then tell me, how wealthy can one man be if he gets rich off the blood of his own people and then leaves them stranded in the streets? 1 out of every 10 blacks on this planet live above poverty. The rest are just stranded. I'm no longer asking. As of right now, I demand it. Someone please, please call 911, damn it. Tell them that you just witnessed a generation of children being kidnapped and abandoned in substandard living conditions and broken down schools. Tell them no child was left behind. In fact, they graduated thousands of fools. Sent them off to fend for themselves unprepared. Fed them nothing but budget cuts for years and forced them to quench their thirst with their tears. Then prostituted them out without fear of repercussion, retribution, or guilt. Exploited their conditions for votes and political gifts. Why do you think you never hear school closures in the suburbs? Why do you think the parks in the good neighborhoods always get the beautiful facelifts? Have you ever seen a hoop court outside of the hood without nets? If the education budget is equitably spent, then why do some schools have a computer in every classroom while others barely have one they can rent? Tell me, who is it who has to make these decisions, and how many schools do they have to visit before making those decisions? And do they ever have to look into the eyes of a child brimming with potential and promise that won't ever be realized, due simply to a lack of equitable spending? Someone please call 911. If you want, you can even remain anonymous. But tell her that you think you're a witness to a shady operation of international drug and gun runners. Tell the operator that you just witnessed 4 clean-cut white guys in fresh suits and ties dock a boat down at the harbor. Tell her that you might not have noticed they hadn't all climbed behind the wheels of separate unmarked vehicles and headed straight towards what you knew was the ghetto. Tell her how we followed one to a local police station and sat stunned as he spoke with the chief about how he went through the hood block by block, dropping bricks of cocaine in the streets, watching and laughing as brothers scurried from their burrows like rats, trying to be the first to sink their teeth in this new treat. Tell her that we creeped up and got a close-up of the driver, and he's the same gunman who robbed us, plus the same guy who kidnapped those children last week. Tell her if she comes quick, if they come quick, they can catch him before it becomes too late. Matter of fact, if she ever gets you off hold, tell her there's no need to hurry because the suspect just stole America's vote.